All right, we're on the advanced 6 notes, algebraic expressions and equations 2. How to solve an algebraic formula. The volume of a sphere is 4 pi r cubed over 3, where r is the radius of the sphere. Find the radius of the sphere with a volume of 288 pi. So there's a formula here, and it's volume is. Is means equals. So volume equals 4 pi over r cubed divided by 3. We're told the volume is 288 pi. And we want to know what r is, the radius. We're going to multiply both sides of the equation by 3 to get rid of the dividing by 3 on the right side. On the left, that's going to give us 864 pi. On the right, the 3's cancel, and we get 4 pi over r cubed. 4 pi times r cubed. If we then divide both sides by 4 pi, trying to get r by itself, the pi's are going to cancel on both sides. The 4's cancel on the right, and 4 is a factor of 864. It goes into it evenly 216 times. The cubed root of 216 is 6. Therefore, the radius must be 6. Coin problem. Richard has $3.50 consisting of dimes and nickels. So he's got $3.50 in nickels and dimes. He has 4 more dimes than nickels. So let's write that down. So let's say that the nickels, let's say that's N for nickels. I think I spelled nickels incorrectly. Why, may you ask? Because I'm not very smart, that's why. He has 5 more dimes than nickels. So however many nickels he has, the number of dimes is exactly 5 more than that. So nickels is N, dimes is N plus 5. And the question is, how many dimes does he have? So here's how this works. If we take the number of nickels and multiply it by its worth, a nickel is worth 5 cents. And we add to that the number of dimes that we have, we're saying the number of dimes is N plus 5, times what it's worth, a dime is worth 10 cents, that's supposed to equal $3.50. It says at the beginning he has $3.50 consisting of nickels and dimes. Just like to point out here, to make sure this is clear, N plus 5, that's the number of dimes. So let's say, for example, that he had 5 dimes. It'll be 5 times 10 cents, be 50 cents. That's how that works. Trying to solve the equation for N. 0.05 times N is 5/100ths N. If we distribute the 0.10 here, we're going to get 0.10 nickels plus 0.5 equals $3.50. If we combine like terms, 0.05 and 0.10, that's going to be 0.15. If we subtract 0.5 from both sides, we're going to get $3. $3 minus 50 cents is $3. Pardon me, $3.50 minus 50 cents is $3. If we then divide both sides by 0.15 to get N by itself, we're going to find that N, the number of nickels, is 20. Let's make sure we answer the question. Question is, how many dimes does he have? Well, we've already said that the number of dimes is a nickels plus 5. So the dimes is 5 more than 20, which of course is 25. Next, an age problem. Michelle was 12 years old Y years ago. Okay, so in the past, she was, well, let me scratch that. In the present, today. If y years ago she was 12, now she's whatever y plus 12 is. What is her age b years from now? In the future, we're going to take her current age, which is 12 plus y, and add to it how many years we want to go in the future. We want to go b years in the future. That's it. We don't know her actual age, we just know this algebraic expression. Number 4, Logan is 5 years older than Florencia. Let me write that down here. So I usually like to start with the person who is younger. But I won't. I'll get nuts here. So let's say that Logan is L. If he's 5 years older than Florencia, we'll call her Flo, that means that she has to be 5 years younger. So if he's 20, she's 15. He's 5 years older. Make sense? Wonderful. So we got our variables, L and L minus 5. 3 years ago, Logan was twice as old as Florencia. How old is Logan? So 3 years ago, what were their ages 3 years ago? Well, Logan 3 years ago was L minus 3. His current age minus 3 years. If he's 20 now, he's 17 3 years ago. Florencia is L minus 5 now. 3 years ago, she's going to be L minus 8. Now it says that 3 years ago, Logan is twice as old as Florencia. So we're going to make an equation. We're going to have Logan on one side. We're going to have Flo on the other. Are they equal 3 years ago? No. Logan is twice as old. So if he's twice as big as Flo, to make them equal, we would have to double Flo's age. So whichever one's smaller, that's the one you have to double. Now their ages are equal. Well, Logan's age 3 years ago is L minus 3. Florencia, it's going to be 2 times her age 3 years ago. That's 2 times L minus 8. These parentheses are pointless on the left. On the right, if we distribute the 2, we get 2L minus 16. If we subtract L from both sides, we get negative 3 is L minus 16. If we add 16 to both sides, we get L is 13. Logan is 13 years old in the present. It said, how old is Logan? He is 13 years old. Do a couple simple interest problems. Simple interest can be found by taking the principal times the rate times the time. So let's look at number 5. I should tell you what these words mean. Principal is how much money you're investing. The rate is some kind of a percent as a decimal. And the time is going to be in years for this formula. That's really important. Time has to be expressed in years. So interest equals P times RT. If 4,000 is invested, that's P. At 3% simple interest, that's R. How much is earned in 4 months? Well, 4 is the time, but it has to be in years. So there are 4 months, pardon me, there are 12 months in a year. So to convert months to years, you just divide it by 12. So that's 4 over 12, which is a third of a year. So I equals 4,000 times 0.03 times the time of 1/3. And if you put that in your calculator, you're going to get $40. How much interest is earned? $40 is earned. Dunsies. Number 6, a lot more complicated. Mr. Krecker invests $4,000, part at 6% and part at 7%. let's figure that out first of all. So the principal at 7%, let's say that that's X dollars. The principal at 6% has to be whatever the total is, which is 4,000, minus what you put in at 7%. So that's going to be 4,000 minus X. If you add those two numbers together, you should get 4,000, and you do because the X's cancel. So we got that out of the way. That's from that first sentence. Part at 6, part at 7, simple interest. The year's return is $250. So the interest is $250. Find the amount invested at 7%. Well, this problem is going to be, let's say that's the total interest, the $250. The interest at 7% plus the interest at 6% has to equal the total interest. Well, the total interest we're told is $250. To find interest at 7%, you're going to take the principal times rate times time at 7%. To find the interest at 6%, you take the principal, rate, and time at 6%. If you add those interests together, you should get $250. Well, the principal at 7% is X. The rate is 7%. It says for the first year, so that means the time is 1. Principal at 6%, a little more complicated. It's 4,000 minus X. The rate at 6%, not complicated at all. 6%. It's in there for 1 year. And once again, this needs to equal $250. So now it's just algebra. This first term simplifies to 7/100 X. This next term, if you distribute the 0.06 and the 1, you're going to get 240 minus 0.06x. If you combine like terms, specifically these two guys right here, you're going to get 1/100th x plus 240 equals 250. If you subtract 240 from both sides, you get 100th x equals 10. Therefore, x equals $1,000. X was invested at 7%. Find the amount invested at 7%. It's $1,000.